Alrighty, welcome back everybody. We are back with another trading night. My name is Alex. I'm running this channel. It's very, very small. It's not quite new anymore, but it's very small. And I'm trying to build this channel up. Currently, I'm in a FTMO challenge for $50,000. And this is trading day number 2. This afternoon I was looking at the charts. This is a risk disclaimer, by the way. Please read it. You can pause the video if you want to. Just a disclaimer that everything is for entertainment only. I'm not a financial advisor, and so on and so on. You probably know that spiel already. Anyway, this afternoon when I woke up, I fiddled with my charts and I saw that we are actually in a sell area on the pound USD, and I was fiddling with my indicators and tried different things, and I'm always tinkering with my template, and tried something new and found actually a good setting for 2 of my indicators. And while I was fiddling with it, I got an entry signal, so I took it, even though it was not in my usual trading time, which is usually 1 a.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So 2 hours before London Open until 2 hours before New York closing. I found those times to be the best times to trade. And usually, or in 50% of the times, I get an entry right around 1 to 2 a.m. And if that happens, it's kind of convenient because I just enter the trade, set my stop loss, and then go back to sleep, check on the trade when I wake up. So yesterday I told you that I switched to the 50-minute chart. However, after analyzing last night's trading session and basically missing the boat on that trade that we had, I decided to go back to the 5-minute chart, because on the 5-minute chart I actually would have had a very decent entry and would have taken that trade. So we're back on a 5-minute chart, and let's just go to the charts, close this, there you go. Just closing a few windows. Okay, so yeah, I woke up and price was in this area, and I finally got an entry here, so I took it, and we're still in this trade, waiting it out. I'm risking 1% on this trade. I already set my stop loss to break even after we have this pullback, and then the continuation. That's when I moved my stop loss down to break even. And this is a risk-free trade, and at this point we're up 660, 70, and of course the goal is to get underneath the blue band. That's the strategy in a nutshell. And so I'm just patiently waiting now, let this trade play out. It's risk-free, so nothing can happen. And this is the first real trade that I took in this challenge. I only took a test trade yesterday to see if MyFXBook would update. Speaking of MyFXBook, I tried to get this MyFXBook public today. Let me pull it up here so you guys can see it. So I do have a MyFXBook account for that challenge. However, even after updating the investor password on MyFXBook and connecting the account to my FTMO account, as well as getting a notification from MyFXBook that it was successfully connected, it still doesn't verify my track record or the trading privileges. I don't know why. I have a trade already in from yesterday, like I said, the test trade, so there is data there, and it's not verifying, and I cannot set this public unless those 2 are check marked. And like I said, usually just a matter of updating the investor password on MyFXBook, which I did, and connected and said successful, and it's still not verifying, so I don't know what to do. I have to look into this a little bit further, but there isn't MyFXBook for this challenge. I just cannot make it private until those are check marked and verified. So I don't know what to do. Gotta look into this a little further. I didn't bother much because for me it doesn't really matter. I just want to see an overview of where I'm at. But of course I understand that would be interesting for you guys to follow along. So bear with me, I will get it up as soon as I can. Also I want to point out again that we do have a Telegram channel. It's called Mastering FX. I will post the link in the description. They already know that I'm live. Yeah, so like I said, I will work on MyFXBook and post the link as soon as I get this sorted out. I never had a problem. I run several accounts, never had a problem to verify the account, even though I do not have my other accounts public. But this one, like I said, I wanted to make public so you guys can follow along, and it won't let me because it's not verified, even though I did. So I don't know what to tell you. Next thing, let's look at the economic calendar, which I already did. I'm actually using the MyFXBook now. I really found it to be more thorough with all the news coming out, and you can select British pound and US dollar as a filter, and it gives you only the news events that is affecting those two currencies which I trade. And as you can see, this was yesterday, so there's going forward for the rest of this week, we only have medium, low, non-impact news, except Thursday. Oh, and Friday. Okay. So, but nothing tonight. So tonight we're in the clear. So I don't worry about it. You have nothing that would affect it. So we're good on that front. Yeah, this is the MyFXBook account. Like I said, nothing has changed since last night. It's still at $9.99. That was the test trade that I took, and this reflects the current trade, but this one is not closed yet. And yeah, so far so good. Okay, here we go. My YouTube chat is open. Let me open my Telegram too, in case I get messages here. Give me, I have to make it a little bigger here. Okay, that looks good. I'll move this over here. Perfect, so I have both chats open. So we're good on that front. And yeah, just so you know what I changed since yesterday. Well, first of all, we're streaming in 1080p this time, not in 1440p. So you guys should be able to see the charts a little bit clearer and bigger. I hope that's good enough for you. Let me know how that works for you. Perfect. So currently we're up 820. So over 1% on the account in one trade. That's a good start for the challenge. Hopefully we can continue that momentum and maybe pass the challenge this week. That would be sweet. I'm also prepared tonight. I got a water. I got everything else I need topped up and filled up, and everything is next to me, so there will be no microphone disturbances or interruptions tonight. Promise. Yeah, to the changes. If you look at those two bottom indicators, you can see that I did change the colors where it was previously white to red and green, and that actually makes the strategy a lot easier. I know there's a lot of stuff going on the chart, but if you look here, so you see why I entered here. Basically we wait until price or the band and price comes out of the blue band, which happened here. That was our first indication that we might get a sell here. Then we got the dot, so that's another forewarning of get ready. There might be an entry soon. And after that, we had exhaustion. We were in the oversold area. And now with the color changes, it's actually easier to filter out the trades. We do get a yellow arrow here, but now when you look down where we get the yellow arrow, oh yeah, I changed it back to yellow instead of red and green. Sorry, yeah, I did that too today. It's just easier to see for me, and I don't care if it's red, green, or I just need the color contrast with the red and blue dots and the support and resistance dots, and the yellow is just easier for me. So we get a yellow arrow here, and as you can see, this is still green, so that's a no-go. So we wait, and then we come out to the band again. We get another yellow arrow here, and we look down, and we got two reds, but only two reds and one green, so that's not it either. So then pulls back again, and we get another yellow arrow right at the top of the band. And on this arrow, when you look down, everything is red. So this was my entry. I missed it by one candle, but that's like, what is it, like 2 pips, not even 1.8 pips, so it's not a big deal. So I took the trade here. I put my stop loss 20 pips above. Since I'm on the 5-minute chart now, I can actually use a 20 pip stop loss instead of a 30 pip stop loss, which is also a good thing because it allows me a higher lot size that I can trade with. And based on 1% risk, 20 pips, that allows me to trade with 2.5 lots in this case. So my stop loss was exactly $500, which is 1% of the 50,000 account. What else did I do today? I updated my spreadsheet. Let me see. Give me a second. There we go. Hello? Was it already open? Oh, it's already open, never mind. So I worked on my spreadsheet with a pip value calculator. I took out all the 1% risk, and then $10 pip value per lot, $10 pip value, etc. It's enough if I just type it in one time, and same with the risk. So now if I want to change the risk, I type in 1.5%, and it gives me the lot size according to the stop loss. So 20 pips is what I use currently, and with 1%, you can see my trading size is 2.5 lots. And if I wanted to take 2 halves, that's also an option. You can take 2 half trades, so you take 2 positions here with half size, and then you would cash out one when it hits the middle line, and then set your stop loss to break even. That was in my previous trading plan, but for the challenge I decided to just go through with it and just set my stop loss to break even at a good point, either when it hits the middle line or if it pulls back and gives me a lower high here, which it did. That allowed me to put my stop loss and break even safely. And I just write the whole trade size all the way down, or it stops me out at break even. So this is my plan for this challenge. And looking good so far. So here, for example, if you can see that yellow arrow here, that probably came on this candle. You can see that the bottom 3 indicators all 3 are red, so that's not a valid sell signal, a buy signal. Here's another yellow arrow. You look down, you got 1 green and 2 reds, so that's not valid either. This one did not even print, but would have not been valid either because this one was still red. So it filters out. So basically all you have to do now is you don't have to worry about the white arrow anymore. You just wait until price comes out, and then once you get a yellow arrow, you look down, green, green, green. So no sell here. Next yellow arrow, red, green, green. So no sell here. This is inside the band, so I don't like this. Here it touches the band again and we get a yellow arrow. And this was almost perfect, but not quite. And then here, when this arrow appears, we finally get a clear signal, red, red, red. So you would enter on this candle here and then 20 pips stop loss and off we go. And that's also where you would close out the trade from yesterday. And let me show you this. This is the same scenario we had yesterday, but on a 5-minute chart. And if you look here, we have price coming out and we get the support dot here, we get the blue dot and the yellow arrow came probably after the next candle here, because that yellow arrow usually shifts back one candle once it's printed. And on this candle we had green, green, green. We had exhaustion. We were in the oversold area, so this would have been a valid entry. So we would have not missed out on this trade going all the way up. And the stop loss would have been within 20 pips range, so that's good too. So we would have caught from here all the way to here somewhere. That would have been 192 pips. So it's sad that I missed that yesterday, but it is what it is. We just didn't get the entry on the 15-minute chart, so I decided to go back to the 5-minute chart when I saw this today, when I analyzed the situation yesterday. And while I was fiddling around, like I said, I got this entry here, so I took it, and we're still in this trade right now, waiting for it to come down. Stop loss is at break even, so it's risk free, and we just wait for the price to go down and come out, and then hopefully get an entry going the other way again at the same time. And that's when I'm gonna call it a night today. So it's officially 1 a.m. After 1 a.m. so my official trading time has started, but we're in the middle of a trade, so we're just gonna let this play out and see what happens. If you have questions, feel free to ask a question in the chat or in the Telegram channel. I know there's about 80 members, 24 members already in the Telegram channel, so you can also post questions there. I see both. As for the YouTube chat, I decided to make it subscribers only. So if you want to participate in the chat, you have to be a subscriber of my channel. I think that's not too much to ask. But if you post questions in the chat, I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. Or if you have questions regarding the strategy, we can go over it together to clear things up. But yeah, I'm very happy with the changes because it makes it so much easier. You don't even need the white arrow anymore. I probably will deactivate that to declutter the charts a little bit. And I know there's a lot of yellow arrows because it's basically on pretty much every swing high and swing low we get that arrow. But like I said, all we have to do is wait for that band to come out, wait for the price to come out, and once that happens, that's when we pay attention to the arrows. And the first arrow yesterday would have been the entry right here. We had the support dot here, we had the blue dot here, we had the yellow arrow here, and then on this candle here we had green, 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 which is when the arrow probably came in. And so the entry would have been right here on this candle, stop loss 20 pips below, and then we didn't even have barely any drawdown. The drawdown was like 4.5 pips, and then it took off all the way until I woke up. You could have taken profit here, 150 pips, give or take a little bit more, but 150. And you could have taken the entry right after and ride it back down. And I'm a little bit miffed because 150 pips times $25 would have been $37.50. So that would have been over 60% of the challenge already done. Profit target for the 50,000 challenge is $5,000. So we would have been over halfway there already in the first trade. but I don't sweat it. Like I said, I did 2 free trials before, as I mentioned yesterday, and I passed them both within a week, so I'm not worried about it. We got 30 days, so there's no rush. This is my first solid trade, so let's see how that one plays out, and then we go from there. Now it's pulling back again. But like I said, I don't even look at anything here when the price is in that big blue band. All I'm doing at this point is waiting for price to come out the other side. So I don't pay attention to anything here. The only thing I do is once we have a lower high, or we hit the middle line, which we have both, that's when I move my stop loss to break even, which it is already. So, and then I just wait for the trade to play out, either come out or stop me out at break even. But then that means it would go higher a little bit and give me another entry probably. And then I would just take that entry and then hopefully get a full ride down to the other side. So there's definitely a possibility that it will pull back now and hit me my stop loss, but then we should get another entry. So I'm not worried about that. Besides, I took that trade out of my trading time anyway. Yeah, I'm really a little miffed about missing that trade yesterday. There was 150 pips. That would have been a good start to the challenge. 3,750 bucks out of 5,000. Yeah, it would have been a good start. But it's all good. We still got 28 days. If you're listening, by the way, and if you can hear me, let me know in the chat. Either one is fine, Telegram channel or YouTube chat, just to make sure that people out there can actually hear me. I think I did everything right, but it's always nice to get a confirmation. Yeah, it looks like the microphone is on. Okay, let me see. No chat participation. Okay, I'm just gonna do it myself. Give me 1 second. So you might hear a little bit of echo here.
The Johnny Depp and
Oh yeah. That's something, huh? Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. I'm so happy he won. All right, let me see. Okay. I'm just gonna do it myself. Give me 1 second. Yeah, microphone works. Okay. Perfect. Let me close this again. All right. So you guys can hear me. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. For now, I'm just watching my trade and wait for a stop out at break even or profit target. If we hit the blue band on the other side, that's when I take half of the trade off, by the way. I noticed that today when I went over the charts just to back test a little bit. I noticed that sometimes price hits the blue band, pierces it, and then gives you an entry signal in the band, which I would not take. But you would basically forfeit your profits, and if I'm all the way down here, I'd take at least half off. So as soon as we pierce that band, I will take half of the trade off. I can also show you how to do that if you're interested in that. Yeah. Enough said. Let's just see what happens to the trade. Currently it's pulling back a little bit, but I'm not worried about it. Let me know in the chat how your day is going. If you're trading, if you're not trading, if you're still learning. I'm always open for discussion. And as I said before, if you have questions about the strategy, let me know. I explained pretty much everything in the beginning, so you can go back in the live stream if you want to listen to that. And if you have questions, then please feel free to type in the chat or in the Telegram channel. But so far so good. First trade. Yesterday, unfortunately, we didn't get a trade in, but I got one this afternoon, and just waiting for it to play out right now. Currently, we're up $520, so right around 1%. But we should get at least two 2.5, maybe even 3% out of this trade. And that would be a good start for the challenge. Three, 4 of those trades and we're done. And usually get, I would say, about average 1 trade a day. Sometimes the trades take a little bit longer to play out, but on average you should be able to get at least 1 trade a day. Like I said, yesterday we had this move upward. It was very nice. The day before we had an entry here going down that didn't play out until the next session, which is fine. And then the day before, let's see, yeah, the day before we had an entry right here going down. So you can see it's right around the beginning of my trading session, which is 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time when we get an entry. That's why I like this area or time to look at the charts, because that's usually where you get your entry. Somewhere between 2 hours before London open and 2 hours into London, you usually get an entry. Let me turn my phone off here. Okay. That's why I prefer that time to look at the chart. Yeah, this one is dragging out a little bit, but that's okay. Let me just check something real quick, because I don't think I have my session set up the right way. There we go. This is not printing yet. See. -2 and 4. That should be it. Yeah. Okay. Now we have the correct time, and you can see that white box when that started is basically 1 a.m. I don't really need it. I know the time, but I just keep it on the chart to go back to look at previous trading sessions to see where the entry was, where the exit was, and so on. That's what I did today. When I switched back to the 5-minute, I'm like, oh man, I would have had an entry right there. So that's why I'm back on the 5-minute chart. So yeah, if this goes down just here, that would be about 67 pips. So it always comes a little bit out of the band, so right around 70 pips is my expectation here. Times 25. So that would be 1750 in the pocket for the first trade of the challenge. That's not bad. Then hopefully we get an entry right away, and look at that tomorrow then. I have the cats running around again, so if you hear some noise in the background, that's the cat. I apologize up front. They always start to be active at night. They like to chase each other. Okay. Okay, I see we have one viewer actually. Welcome. Oh, okay. I just saw your message, Jay. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You can always skip the parts that are boring or stuff that is not of interest to you. I just babble along because I feel stupid just having the charts open and not saying anything. I think it's boring as hell. And I know YouTube is not a fan of playing copyrighted music in the background. And I'm just not a fan of license-free music, so I'd rather just don't have any music running. So I just babble along and speak out my thoughts and my ideas and whatever comes to mind. just to make it not quite so boring. Trading is boring, unfortunately. And I go back and forth a lot, I just noticed. I apologize for that. I don't want people to get sick because of my scrolling back and forth. So yeah, we can go over the trading rules again if you guys want. So rule number 1, we want to see price coming out of both bands, and that usually coincides with a small the small term band coming out of the long term blue band, which happens here, and then we see price also coming out of that band. So that first condition is fulfilled here on this candle. We close outside. That's the first thing I want to see. When that happens, I'm waiting for that dot here, which we actually had here already, so that was already check marked. We want to see a support dot, we want to see a yellow arrow, and when we also want to see exhaustion, which we see here. And this indicator needs to be in the oversold area if you want to take a buy, which it is. And then when we get the arrow, which probably came in after the next candle closed, which is here. When the candle closes, we look down and we see green, green, and green. We have the support dots, everything lines up. So we would take the trade right here. Stop loss goes, in my case, I use 20 pips, but you would get away with a 18 pip stop loss in this case. And then we walk away from the charts because you can see it takes all the way until right around 1 p.m. until we get in an area where we get an exit signal, possible exit signal. So what I usually do is I take my trade, set my stop loss, and then I go to sleep. And then when I wake up, I check the charts, and today when I woke up, it just started to come out of the band, so it was perfect timing. And I probably would have taken profit here somewhere, even though that was not a valid entry signal. But then we had a valid signal right here to enter the other way, and that's what I did. And that's where we're in right now. So it's very simple. White band comes out of the blue band, price comes out of both bands here. We have a blue dot here and here, so twice actually. And when we get the yellow arrow, we need to see a support dot, which we had. Let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see that better. So we had the blue dot, which is right on the yellow arrow in this case. You can see the green support dots underneath it. So that was a rule that I have. And then we had the exhaustion, we had the oversold area. And then when the arrow came in, like I said, on close of this candle, you can see that we had green, green, and green. So we're all good to enter here. And then off we go. It's very simple. And then we don't even look at anything until price comes out the other side, which it did here. So don't let yourself be fooled out by those consolidations and up and down and back and forth. Just follow the rules, and the rules say we need to see the band coming out of the other side and price coming out of both, which happen here simultaneously. And then we just follow the arrows. So we have one yellow arrow here, but we have no support dots, and this is all green, 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 so that's not valid. Then we look at the next one, which is here, and you can see we have red, green, green, so it's not valid. So we wait for the next one. Next one is this one here, but it's in the middle of the band, so it's not valid. Then we get to the outside of the band again, and here we have another yellow arrow, and we look down and it's red, red, green, so it's also not valid. Even though it probably came in here, yeah, it would actually have been valid, and you could have taken that entry. I did not. I waited for the next one, which was here, and we actually pierced the white band, which I like to see. Then we got the arrow, and we had the support dots, and everything was red and good to go. So here would have been your entry. I missed it by a couple of minutes, so I got my entry here, which again, like I said, it's not a big deal. It was just a little bit over 1 pip, so that's not a big deal to me. So I got in, and when we had that pullback here and that lower high forming and price moving away from it. That's when I moved my stop loss to break even. If that doesn't happen and price just goes straight down, then I will set my stop loss to break even when it hits that middle line, which it did here. But in this case, it gave me a lower high, so I was able to move my stop loss down to break even, and yeah, that's where we are right now, just waiting on the trade to play out. Actually, I'm gonna make it bigger. So, nah, I don't like this. Sorry guys, I don't like this view. I like to see a little bit more of the chart. So, yeah. Like I said, it's very simple, even though it looks like a lot, but it's really not. There's a few simple rules. General rules that I have is, if I lose 2 trades in a row, I stop trading for the day, period. That just barely ever happens, and if it does happen, then there's usually something else going on. The last time I encountered that was when the Ukraine war broke out, and it made me lose 3 trades in a row, which, like I said, you can, with the strategy, there's a chance that you lose 1 trade, but then usually you get another entry, and then you can take that one and that trade works out. So it's not a big deal if you lose 1, but if you lose 2 in a row, then there's something going on that makes the market a little bit crazy, and that I might have overlooked from the news or whatever. Like I said, last time was when the Ukraine war broke out that night, and I hadn't heard about it. And then the next day when I looked into it, what was going on, because that's very unusual to lose 3 trades in a row. Then I found out that the Ukraine war broke out that night, and that's why the market went crazy. So that's when I added another general rule that if I lose 2 trades in a row, I stop. I'm done for the day, and I come back the next day and look into why that happened. Because again, the only time that you lose 1 trade is when they do a stop hunt, which happens occasionally, but then you usually get an entry right after. So it's not a big deal. Like I said, I only risk 1% of the account, and if the trade plays out, I showed you that yesterday, the average expectation is like a 1-to-5 to 1-to-8 risk reward ratio. Sometimes you get even a 1-to-10 or 1-to-15. I had that happen too. So if I lose a trade here and there, I'm not that worried about it, because I know the next trade is going to be good. And if it's not good, I just step back from the chart and come back the next day. So that's how I handle my trading in general. 1 trade, 1 loss is okay. If I lose 2 in a row, then I'm out. Come back the next day. But usually, like I said, it's very rare that you lose a second trade, and you only lose a trade if they do a stop hunt. So that does happen occasionally, but it's just part of the game. It's not a big deal. Yeah. Thinking about it. Do I have any other general rules? Yeah, well, my trading time. That's another rule. I usually only take trades between 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 3 p.m. So that's 2 hours before London opens, and 2 hours before New York closes. That's my trading time, and I usually do not take trades outside of that area, because that's when the market is just really, really slow, and it's just not worth it. As you can see here, it hung out here for like, I don't even know how long this, 4 or 5 hours. So you don't want to sit here and then wait 5 hours to be up 22 pips. You want to catch moves like this where you get in. Oops, I'm sorry. You get in, you can step away and go to bed, and you wake up and the price is already up there. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see taking trade, go to bed and wake up to 22 pips. So it's like, I took it because like I said, I saw the signal, and I happened to be in front of the chart when it happened, because I was fiddling with the template. But usually I would not take a trade there. So it's really very simple. There's not much to it. Oh, in case you're wondering, I have that second chart open just for MyFXBook. So I really only trade GBP USD because I find it to be a pair that plays along very, very nicely with that strategy. GBP USD runs very smoothly. There's not a lot of drama with that pair. There's not a lot of spikes up and down like CAD or Swiss franc. Those pairs are horrible to trade. Some of the NCD pairs are also very spiky. Some of the Japanese yen pairs are very spiky too. Japanese yen loves stop losses. They love to spike it up a little bit just to hit your stop loss and then take off. So I'm not a big fan of JPY either. I just found GBP USD to be a very, very calm, collected pair, if that makes sense. And it does play along very, very nicely with that strategy. And that's all I care about. If I get one nice trade in for the day with 1% risk and I make my 5 to 8%, I'm happy. Don't need more than that. So, and that's what that strategy allows you to do. And it literally is a roadmap when to get in, when to get out. So there's no guesswork, there's no nothing. You have very specific rules when to get in, when to get out. And the exit signal is usually the entry signal going the other way. So you can literally ping pong your way through the charts up and down and take every swing. And then take the swing up, take the swing down, take the swing up. Now we're taking the swing down at the moment. So it's very stress-free. Not much to it once you understand how it works. So like I said, if you don't know how the strategy works and you see that template, you're gonna be like, oh, that looks like a little much, but it's really not. It's very simple. Yeah, so here we are. Again, if you have questions, let me know. And just gonna watch my trade play out and see what happens. If you hear some weird noises, like I said before, that could be my cats or it could be me. I'm vaping, so you might hear some exhaling and inhaling going on. I used to be a heavy smoker, but I quit about 10 years ago, and vaping made it possible for me. So and I just stuck with it. It became kind of like a hobby of mine. Okay. I just enjoy it. Okay. Yeah, another beauty of the template is that it shows you the market structure very clearly. So you can see here that was the bottom. Then we got we broke market structure here. It came back, made a pullback, and then broke it again and went up. And the same when it comes down. You can see here, it broke market structure here, made a lower high, made a lower low, then made a lower high. Now it formed a lower low again. So we're still good. There's a chance that they will come back up here, right around London session, and stop us out, but that's okay. Then we usually get another entry, and I learned my lesson to not take a trade in between my trading sessions. So that one is on me. But I let this trade play out either way. It's risk-free, so either it goes my way and comes out the other side and I'm happy about that, or it stops me out. But then I'll probably get another entry going down again, so I'll just take the next entry and then go to bed. Following my trading plan to the T. I decided to not take partials this time around for the challenge and just wait it out, because 8 out of 10 times the trade went the way I expected it to go, so I basically threw half of the money, took half of the money halfway off the table, which is not good. I mean, it's not a bad thing to secure some profits, but again, if you know you can have twice as much if the trade does work out, I don't know, and that happens 8 out of 10 times, it makes you swing the other way, so to speak. So okay, let me just let the trade play out and take my money when it's time to go in the other way. So this could be just a pullback, or it might actually stop being out here, so we'll see. Maybe, yeah. What I could do is, if that blue band is going up, I should probably take half off. But if this blue band is it's angled down, I should probably write it out. But I mean, it's too late now anyway, we already pulled back. But that's probably a good idea. Like, if you see that long-term band going up overall, and you hit the middle band, then you should probably take profit here, take half off, and let the other half run it, and with the stop loss at break even. But if you see the blue band in trade direction, let's say it would go down here, then you can probably let the trade run. That would make sense. So yeah, gonna do that in the future. For now, I'm just gonna go with it and see what happens. Again, this is risk-free. It's only the second day, so I'm not worried about it. Oh, where's my YouTube channel? There it is. Okay, I hope Jay got what he wanted. He left again. Maybe he didn't like it. That's okay. I had a fantastic weekend this weekend. A lot of fun. So I hope you all had a good weekend too. Yeah, they're pushing it back up. It's okay. Okay, I'll silence my phone. I always try to eliminate all the noises that are surrounding me as much as I can. I think oh yeah, I didn't even check. Yeah, in my capture software I have the desktop audio disabled, so you don't hear the full bling and blang of the signals. And I also usually keep my phone on silent, so it's not interrupting with the notifications. You might hear the notifications in the background a little bit, because I have my speaker sound on, but they're not recorded or streamed back to you, or at least they should not. Man, I wish I could throw in some music. Let me check some other charts in the meantime. Let's see. Euro NCD. Nothing there. Let's check. Oh, those are not sorted. I don't like that. I usually sort my pairs by alphabet. That's how the symbol changer grabs it from the symbol list. And with that FTMO account, it's not sorted yet. I didn't do that. So they're all scattered all over the place. So, hey, let me check Euro AUD. Okay. Session. Pull back. So you can see it works with other pairs too. Let's see what USD JPY does. Still going up, huh? This thing is just ripping up. It's crazy. Massive, massive up move. Crazy. Now looks like there might be an entry coming too. So USD JPY is a possibility for an entry too. Let's check Australian dollar. Not quite there yet. Okay. NZ USD. Oh, that's crazy. Nope. 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 Nice. Yep. Works on NCD USD as well. Let's check gold. It's the middle of the band, so there's nothing coming up anytime soon. What else do we have? Oh, that's it. Okay. Oh. This might be the next lower high. Let's hope. And then it continues down. That would be nice. That was a massive move, 150 pips. I still can't believe that I missed that. Yeah, I'm very happy with this template. So it works really, really smooth. There's no guesswork at all. I like that. So 2 a.m. is right around the corner. That's usually when the market picks up a little bit, gets a little bit more volatile and moves a little bit more. So I'm hoping that we get a nice push down after 2. And maybe beginning of London session, gonna push it all the way down. And then we get an entry going the other way. That would be sweet. And just so you guys know, I said it before, but the moment I get an entry, that's when I set my stop loss, and then I'm usually out. So, and I go to bed, sleep, wake up, and then check the charts again. Because even the fast moves, they take about 6 to 7 hours to play out, and I only sleep about 6 hours, so perfect. Like today when I woke up, like I said, the price just came out here when I woke up. So if you enter the trade down here, set your stop loss, go to sleep, and then wake up right around here. Perfect timing. And I think I mentioned it yesterday, but if you get like a full candle close outside, let me zoom in so you can see this better. So let's say, well, this is not quite a full candle close, but most of the candle is outside of the band, and it's a bearish candle. That's always a good spot to take profit. I mean, you're gonna lose out on a little bit. So you would have had 4 pips more if you would have waited for the reversed entry. But you can see that's usually a good spot to get out. If you're tired and you see this happening, then you can close the trade and be happy with it if you don't want to wait for the entry. Same here when it went up. You can see we had a full candle close here outside, and then from here to here it was like 14 more pips. But if you deduct your entry from that, so you probably lost out on maybe 7 pips, 8 pips. So it's not a bad spot to take profit here when you see a full candle closing outside. That's just for the, you know, the times when you are in a trade and you're tired and you want to get out and just go to sleep or whatever, or you have other stuff to do. You see this happening, you can close the trade and you're good. You're not gonna lose out on much. But of course, if you have the time, then you wait for your reversed entry signal, which in this case would have taken quite a while. But it's up to you to decide if 7 pips is worth it to stay in the trade for another 5-6 hours. I don't think it is, so I don't do it. Hi, Lily. One of the cats is passed out next to my feet. She's so cute. Okay. I don't even know what to talk about anymore. I'm sorry. Like I said, if you have questions, actually, let me post the Telegram channel in the chat if you wanna. Oh, I gotta move it over here. Manage group. Invite link. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna post the Telegram channel in the YouTube chat. If you wanna join the channel, you can. There you go. And I will also edit the description real quick. Can I edit the description? Let me see. Maybe I can add it real quick. Okay. Content. Yeah, there we go. Found it. Just updating the description now. Okay, save. Okay. Let's see if that worked. Yep. Okay, so now you got the Telegram channel in the description as well. And again, MyFXBook, I have to sort that out. I don't know why it won't let me verify the account, even though I did everything I was supposed to. So I hope I get it sorted out by tomorrow. Then you can follow along too. Unfortunately, I cannot set it to public until it's verified. So I did try my best, but it just wouldn't work today. I don't know why. I have to do some research on that. I know I can try to change the investor password in the MT4 platform, but I'm not sure if FTMO allows you to do that, since they're the ones that are giving you the investor password, and I don't know if they use it for their statistics. So not necessarily want to do that. Maybe I have to show you that MyFXBook every day in the beginning or at the end or whatever, something like that. I don't know. I have to see. There's another way around where you can put a pending order in with the investor password that MyFXBook is giving you by default, and then it should verify it within a few hours. So I'm gonna try that tomorrow. Maybe that works. Even though, like I said, I changed it to the given investor password today, updated the password, and then connected to the account, and it said connected successfully. It did all that, and it still says not verified. I don't know why. So I'll try the pending order method tomorrow, see if that works. Yeah, I'll get it done one way or another, so hopefully. So if we could move on with the trade now, that would be nice. This is a sleeper. Yeah, as we get closer to the London session, like I said, there's two ways this can go. Either it's going to gain some momentum and go down, or they bring it up in the London session to take all that liquidity up here, which would be my guess. But again, we're protected. The stop loss is at break even, so even if they do that, I'm not going to lose any money, and I'm just going to take the new entry then. Either way, but of course it would be nice if it goes down and gives us an entry going long here, because then I could actually close that trade out in a nice profit. We'll see. can't force your will on the market. You gotta take what the market gives you. So okay, I'd like to see that. So this might just be a lower high. Very nice. I wouldn't mind a little bit more momentum though. This is what can't really see it. 80 candles. 80 times 5 minutes divided by 60. Yeah, it's over 6 hours on that trade now, and I'm up 24 pips. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, it is what it is. Hi, lady. Hi. What you doing? Did I wake you up? She's a good kitty. Yeah, she's a good kitty. Second cat woke up. So maybe we have some cat action going on in a few minutes. They love to chase each other at night. So far they have been very peaceful, but that might change soon. Oh yeah, also I asked that yesterday, but I didn't get a comment from you guys, so I'm gonna ask you again. Which economic calendar do you prefer, the MyFXBook economic calendar or the Forex Factory calendar? I'm curious. I compared them yesterday and today, and I found that MyFXBook is actually showing more events than Forex Factory. So that was very interesting to me. Okay, so now we got a white dot up here. There's a stronger resistance level now, so this could be a lower high. Everything looks like it. So that means we're gonna continue lower. Very nice. Yeah, if you do watch a trade like this, just FYI, if it goes up and then goes sideways for hours and gives you a white or even a blue, which is even stronger support and resistance level, you could load up here again and add to your trade if you wanted to. I know some people like to trade that way. They wait for the next higher low and then add another position going long, especially if they have to wait that long. So you could actually add another position here and move the new stop loss for that position here, and then you can move your previous stop loss from your original position up here and lock in that profit from here to here, and then take 2 positions up. Especially when you have a strong move up and then just sideways movement. In this kind of weak move down, I probably would not do that, especially right before London. But you know, that was like yeah, already a New York session, so you could have loaded up here and then add a position if you stay up. Man, I don't do that. Like I said, I enter my trade, set my stop loss, go to bed, and then when I woke up it was up here. So They push it back. Look at that. Well, that would suck. That would be 7 hours for nothing. Yeah, they're pushing it up. And right at 2 o'clock, what did I say? 2 a.m. is when they usually... or is that... that could be a pullback into that order block too. We have an order block here. Okay, let's see what happens. That might have been just a fake move up to the order block before it continues lower. In that case, I would stay in the trade. Let's see. I have an order block right here. There you go. And you can see price tapped into it. Hopefully it's going down again. I like smart money concept. It's a lot of fun, and you can get some really good entries. For me, it's just easier to trade my system, but it's nice to see that actually working out. But there you have a lot of liquidity build up here, so it makes sense. Yeah, they're pulling it right back. Okay, so trade is safe. Thank God. That was just a pullback into the order block, hopefully. That also means that it's gonna pick up steam because it picked up a lot of liquidity now. So that might speed up things a little bit going down. What does 4 hour look like? Let's see. Don't know what to think about that. Looks like consolidation to me. Let's go back here. As I said yesterday, I can only recommend to learn about smart money concept and especially market structure and why the market moves the way it moves. Grabbing liquidity, etc. So it's very interesting to learn about those things, and even if you don't trade it, it's always good to know those things because it makes you understand the movement of the market a little bit better. And gives you a little bit more confidence when stuff like that happens. So you're not panicking and, oh, I need to close out the trade real quick. Yeah, for this challenge, like I said, I'm following my plan, and the plan is getting in above the band to go down and not getting out until we actually come out the other side, and setting the stop loss to break even latest when we hit the middle line, or if we get a lower high like here, and if it comes back and stops us out, it is what it is. I just wait for the next entry then. That would mean that it comes out of the band again, and then hopefully I get another entry. But like I said, we had this building up for hours, almost equal highs here. So I would not be surprised if they push it back up just to grab all the stop losses up here and then push the market down. And Long and Open is notorious for those things. So It wouldn't surprise me, let me put it that way. But that would also mean that afterwards we get a quick move down. So it would make up for the long waiting time. And again, it's my own fault. I took the trade out of my usual trading time. So it is what it is. Usually you would not look at the chart until here. And then we just wait for price to shoot out one way or the other. And then take the trade accordingly. So that's on me. Let's just see what happens here. My roomie is snoring. That guy can snore. I don't know. Never heard anyone snore that loud. Thank God there's like 2 doors in between us. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to sleep. He's a good guy though. But I feel bad if he ever gets into a relationship. That person is not going to be happy. We went on a road trip last year to a wedding in South Carolina. A friend of mine got married, so we went up there together and had a hotel room together. I could not sleep. That guy was so loud. I had to go down in the car and sleep in the car. It was unbearable. The second night I made him go down in the car and sleep in the car. Okay. Sorry, I'm just blabbering here, so it's not dead silence. Probably something I didn't want to hear or were not interested in hearing. That's the case, I'm sorry. Alrighty. Looks like it was just grabbing that order block before going further down. So that's good. So we're still going the right way. Well, that shows you that smart money concept even works on a 5-minute chart. Yeah, my goal is to pass this $50,000 challenge. And then once I get my first profit split from FTMO, I'm going to use that money to get whatever challenge I need to get to the maximum of what they allow. I still haven't looked it up. It's either 400,000 or 600,000. And once that is accomplished, then I'm gonna buy my Forex fund challenges and add that. So my goal is to get up to a altogether $1 million account split between FTMO and my Forex funds. And if you can just make 1% a day, that's 20% a month. That's 200,000 on a $1 million account. There's nothing wrong with that. That would be sweet. But these trades usually give you, like I said, an average risk reward of 1 to 5 to 1 to 8, sometimes even more. So you can easily pull 5% a day on average. So there's a huge earning potential. Or you just, don't trade every day. Just enjoy life a little bit more. There's nothing wrong with that. Heck, if you make 10% a week, that's 2 trades, let's say. That's 40% a month. On $1 million, that's a lot of money. Even after profit split. And there's a trade copier software from FXBook. It's free. You can download it for free. You just have to register your email address with them. And that allows you to copy your trades to other MT4 installations that you have on your computer, or even over network. But I mean, if you trade, you could have your FTMO MT4 open, and then your MyForex fund MT4 terminal open, and then I don't know, if you go for a third prop firm, you can do that too, and you just have to trade one account, and it automatically copies your trades over according to the account size and trade size. So if your other account is higher or lower, it automatically adjusts the trade size accordingly, and it does everything for you. You just have to concentrate on one MT4 platform, and your trade will be copied over to the other ones instantly. I tested that, and it works really, really well. So that would make it a breeze to trade 2 or maybe even 3 different prop firms at the same time. Very nice. We got the support dot here now, and the arrow going down, so we have 2 confirmation that is continuing down. So looking good, looking good. So we're still good on that trade. Maybe get a nice push down this time. Yeah, like I said, usually after 2 a.m. that's when the volatility starts picking up, and there's more volume coming into the market. And then of course 3 o'clock when London open, even more so, which I hope will push us down here fairly quickly compared to all this crap here. Alright, come on. It's like watching grass grow. But it's fine. Yeah, so back at 500, right around 500, so 1% profit at the moment. If you do get down here to the band, we're sitting right at about 2.5%, maybe even 3, if it makes a nice push down. Profit on that trade. So making 3% on the first trade, that's pretty good. That means I only need 3 more of that caliber to pass the challenge. So yeah, you can easily pass it in a week with that system and template. Yeah, this was always a long-term goal of mine, to actually have a funded account, even though I have my own trading accounts now. So technically I don't, I mean, it's nice to have some additional funds to trade with, but I would not necessarily need it. But it was always a goal of mine, and I wanted to tackle it, and I did in the past a couple of times, failed unfortunately, but with this template I'm very happy, and it works really well. So just gotta find something that makes sense to you. That's all it takes. And try to be consistent and follow all your rules. That's all it comes down to. There we go, back at 600. Yeah, looks like we're picking up some steam now. That's good. I expect when London opens that we get a nice push down. Yeah, like I said, I did post the Telegram channel in the YouTube chat, so and I also posted it in the description. So if you want to come join the Telegram channel, you're more than welcome to. It's free, doesn't cost anything. There's also an older free version of my template and trading plan available. It's called the 6-bullet trading system. It's free to download in the Telegram channel. It's pinned to the top in a message, so you can come in, grab it if you want. All the trading rules are in there, indicators and template, so you can use that. It's not quite as accurate as this system, but it's still pretty solid, so you can make some nice profits with that system too. And it's for free, so it doesn't cost anything. And you can also ask questions in the chat about the system if you have any. This new template is not going to be free, just being honest up front, because it's very, very good, very accurate, and allows you to really take every swing in the market. So I'm not willing to give that away for free, especially seeing it working as well as it does. Just a warning up front. Once this is done, it's not going to be free. But I think I'm pretty happy with it as it is right now. I don't see any more changes coming. I'm just going to trade it the way it is until this challenge is over. And if I find anything in there that I didn't like, then I might go over it again. But at this point, I'm pretty happy with the results. Like I said, it helped me to pass 2 free trials back to back. And I'm using the same system now to do the actual challenge. So I'm very happy with that. And so far, it's a good first trade. We're up over 1%. Unfortunately, yesterday we missed the trade, but that's fine. I only need 3 to 4 solid trades, and the challenge is done. So I'm not worried about it. Hey, Fox, how are you? Foss, I'm sorry, Foss. Maybe, I don't know. Could be something maybe later down the road. Right now, like I said, it's a really, really small channel. So at this point, I'm not really considering Patreon. Now, if the channel grows and we get a lot more subscribers, then yeah, maybe I do that. How are you doing tonight? You good? Oh, morning. I know you're in England, right? In London? You still there? I know I'm a little bit late, but Okay. If you would be so kind, can you leave me a like on the video, Foss? Like literally every little like helps. I would appreciate that. 722. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes, I did enter short. I explained it in the beginning when I went live. What happened was I woke up right around. Hold on, let me go back a little bit. I woke up right around here, and I decided to, because this was a massive move. This was 150 pips that we missed last night. Because I was on the 15-minute chart, so I went back to the 5-minute chart because of that. Because on the 5-minute chart, I would have actually caught that trade, which you know, made me be not happy. Because it would have been a nice trade. It would have been like over 60% of what I need for the challenge in one trade. But so I was tinkering with the template a little bit, and because it was already outside of the band, which is our area where we look for a sell, I was tinkering with the bottom indicators. You can see they're a little bit changed. There's no white anymore, it's just red and green. I adjusted the coloration of those indicators, and this actually makes it easier in my eyes, because now all you have to do is wait for price to come out of both bands, and preferably the white band coming out of the blue band, and then all you do is wait for the yellow arrows. So here's the first one, you look down, green, 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 so no entry. Here's another one, you look down, red, green, green, so no entry. You wait for the next one at the band, not inside the band, so those I don't consider because they're inside the band. But then we get another yellow arrow here, and we look down, and it's red, red, green, so this is again no entry. And then we get another yellow arrow here, and now you can see red, red, red. So that was the entry right there. And you can see from that moment on, price never looked back, just went down. So those changes made it a lot easier to trade that system, and made the rules a lot easier. I might even be able to take those white arrows off because I don't need them anymore. The only thing on top of it is we need to have that exhaustion happening, and we need to have price visiting the oversold area before the entry, which happened. So yeah, those little changes made it a lot easier to take the trade. It's less confusing that way. You don't have to follow that many indicators. It's just literally like waiting for the yellow arrow and then confirming down here, nope, 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 yes, and then you take the trade. Same down here, we would have caught that trade last night. On a 5-minute chart, you can see the band coming out, the price coming out. We get the support dots, we get the blue dot, we get the yellow arrow, which probably came in after this candle closed. And then you look down, green, green, green. So you could have entered right here and roll it all the way up here, which was like 150 pips. So those little changes makes it actually a lot easier to trade that system. It's less ruled, and less clutter. I was able to take the blue arrow off completely. I'm going to take the white arrow off too, because you know that's always more confusing the more arrows you have here. Actually, I'm gonna do this right now. Give me a second. Yeah, it just looks cleaner that way. There you go. So they're off now. And that's really all you need for that template. It's very, very, very easy now. I mean, it's idiot proof. Price comes out, band comes out, and then once that happens, you just pay attention to the yellow arrows. And whenever you get a yellow arrow, you just confirm down here. For a sell, they all three need to be red. And in this case, they're not. Up here, they're not. We ignore that one because it's in the middle of the band. This one, they're not. This one, all three red. So that would be an entry. Entry, stop loss, and off we go. Very simple. Yesterday we literally only had one arrow down here. The first arrow down here was actually the entry right here. Same here. Price comes out. We get the first arrow. Green, green, green. So that's not it. This is in the band. We get the second arrow outside of the band. Red, red, red. Entry. Stop loss. And off we go. Super simple. Even though there's a lot of errors on the chart, I acknowledge that, but literally all you have to do is wait for the first one where all three bottom indicators give you a red signal after we had exhaustion and after we have visited the oversold area in this case, and then just wait for the first arrow that gives you all three red here and enter and stop loss and then let it run. Same here. Let's go back here. So we come down here, first arrow, red, 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 green, red, 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 green, green, red, green, green, so still not, still red, and then here green, 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 boom, entry, and off you go. Super simple. And while price is like it is currently inside the blue band, you don't have to worry about anything. All you have to do is set your stop loss to break even at a certain point. There's two possibilities how to do that. You wait for a lower high, which I got here. So once that lower high formed and price moved away from it, that's when I moved my stop loss to break even because it was right above the lower high. Or if it just goes straight down, you wait until it hits the middle line here, and then you move your stop loss to break even. And then all you have to do is you completely ignore anything that goes on inside this band. All you have to do is wait for price to come out here. That's it. Or stop you out at break even, but then you get a new entry usually right away. That does happen too, but that's the nature of the game. At least you don't lose. Same here, would have taken this entry yesterday, set my stop loss right underneath the support dots here, and then go to sleep. And then when I woke up, the price was right here. So perfect. I don't care what's going on here. I just wait until this happens and then I pay attention again. Same here, I took my entry, and all I do now is wait until price comes out the other side or it stops me out at break even. Like I said, it looks a little intimidating if you don't know how it works, but it's really super simple. There's really not much to it. And the only thing I just added, well, I made a mental note, is that if the, let me zoom out a little bit, if the blue band is going upwards and we're going in for a sell, it's probably a good idea to take half of the profits off when it hits the middle line. However, if the blue band goes in trade direction, so let's say if the blue band was going down, then you don't need to do that, you just write it down. But I came to that after it already pulled back, so I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna write that one out. It's not a big deal if I get stopped out of break even when London opens, because then usually they're gonna sweep the highs here and collect all the stop losses and then give me another entry. So it's either way, it's not a big deal. I would just prefer for price to come down so I can close that trade and then take a trade going long. But I have no influence over the market, so I just follow. But next time, if I would be in the same situation where I'm in a short position while this band is going up, I would probably take half of the profits off right here, so that I don't do that right for nothing, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm very happy with the changes. I'm very happy with this template, and it really works like a charm. This is, I like to compare it to literally having a roadmap for the market. You can't do it wrong. Once you understand how it works and you understand the rules, which are not really that hard to understand, it's literally like a roadmap. If you can make money with this, then I don't know. So we got less than 30 minutes until London opens. Are you working during the day, or is trading what your main job, Foss? I'm just curious. Do you go to work, or are you a full-time trader? Ah, okay. That's cool. Sorry, the stream was a little bit delayed, so I'm not ignoring you, just so you know. Yeah, that's nice. So basically your job gives you the freedom to full-time trade, even though you have the property management business. That's awesome. That's the best way to do it. Have a business from home and then start trading on the side until you build your account up, until you make more money from trading. That's perfect. Whew. I guess this is what I get for taking a trade out of my trading zone. Trading time. Nah, it's all good. At least it's not going to be a loss. That's even if I get stopped out here now. That would mean that we'll probably shoot higher when London opens, and then grab all that liquidity before we turn around and go down. It wouldn't surprise me. What are you doing? No, I don't blame you. I did the same thing. I'm originally from Germany, and I live in Florida now. I would never change it. Best thing, I hate winter. I hate the cold. I hate rain. I hate snow. Can't stand it. Florida is probably a little bit too much, to be honest. So I'm thinking about moving a little bit further up north, so I have at least some cooler nights. Because Florida is just hot 24/7. I'm in the southeast of Florida, so it's crazy hot here. I mean, it's nice in the beginning when you come from Germany, or in your case from England. It's probably nice in the first couple of years, but it's almost a little bit too much heat here. I think like Georgia or maybe even South Carolina. My ultimate goal is to have one apartment down here in Florida and then buy a nice house up in North Carolina. So as soon as it gets cold up in North Carolina, I'll come down here. And then as soon as it warms up in North Carolina again, I go back up to North Carolina. That's my ultimate goal. And yes, I have the same goal. I want to get this prop firm account tackled this year. I'm going for FTMO first, and then right afterwards I do my Forex funds, and hopefully get up to $1 million funded account, and then I really don't have to worry about it anymore. Especially if you're able to pull 40-50% a month in profit. Heck, let it be 20%. That's still $200,000 a month on $1 million. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, market, seriously, what are you doing? Make up your mind. Yeah, it does look like they're setting it up for London Open to go back up and grab those stop losses. At least at the moment it looks like it. See what happens. So you're directly in London? Oh, okay. Brazil, very interesting. Yep, it sure is. If you have enough in your account, 10% can make all the difference in the world. And that 10% you don't even have to stress it. It's very easy. Just 1-2 trades a week and you're done. That's my goal, getting all my funded accounts. And then, like I said, apartment and then house. And then once I have that, then I'm going to start traveling too. That's the beauty of this trading business, because you can do it from anywhere you have internet. So you can go on vacation and trade from there if you wanted to. Or you just throw a safe EA on it that makes you like 5% a month while you're on vacation. Then you don't have to worry anything. Cool. I'm originally from Munich, so I'm used to a bigger city too. Now I'm living more in it's still a city, but it's not as big as Munich or London in comparison. So for me, it's more like, it feels more like countryside, but it's nice. It's quieter, it's peaceful. Yeah, I expect the house market to crash, hopefully within the next year. I mean, you have some dips in the stock market right now, and usually the house market is right afterwards. And then you can buy a house on the cheap or an apartment. at a foreclosure auction or something like that. And that's my goal, to buy an apartment first, renovate it, make it my own. One that has no backyard or front yard, or no maintenance or anything. Just like a 2-3 bedroom apartment with a garage. And then as soon as it gets too hot down here and warm in North Carolina, then just drive up there and enjoy the summer up there. And then as soon as it gets cold, come back to Florida. Because winter in Florida is great. You run around in shorts and t-shirt on Christmas Eve here. That's how hot it is here. So that's very nice. It's definitely a bonus living in Florida, but I think at night it's just too hot. It never cools down here, even at night. So I like to have a cooler night where I can actually open up the windows and enjoy some fresh air. You cannot do that here in Florida. If I walk out now, it's probably still about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Let me check. It was not far off, 76 Fahrenheit right now. And it's 3 a.m. in the morning here. So that's a little bit too much for me. But, find a place where you have like 65 at night, 60 Fahrenheit. That would be perfect. You can open up the windows, enjoy a cooler breeze, and then have 70, 75 during the day. That would be perfect. And that's exactly the kind of weather you have in North Carolina in the summertime. So you get about 4 or 5 months up there, and then 6, 7 months down here. Something like that. And again, if trading is your main income, it doesn't really matter. You just go wherever you want to. Yeah, right? Like I said, it's nice, but it's almost a little bit too much here in Florida. In the wintertime, it's perfect. The humidity calms down a little bit here, and then you get like 60 degrees at night, or sometimes even 55 at night. So it's beautiful in the wintertime here in Florida, but summertime is brutal here. That's when you want to go up a little bit north and enjoy some, in comparison, cooler temperatures, which are still warm. I remember before I moved to Florida, my parents actually moved here first, and I visited them. on for Christmas, and I came from Munich, and in Munich we had like, I don't know, 35 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that. And then I came over here and I had like 65 degrees. So the first thing I did was put on my shorts and my t-shirt, grab my mom's convertible Mustang, and went out that night. And then I had a lady next to me at the light. I will never forget that. She was in her car and she had like fur gloves on and a big fur coat and a fur hat. And I had my top down and was sitting there in a t-shirt. And she looked at me like, "Are you crazy?" For me, it was hot, coming from 30, 35 degrees. I was like, hey, this is warm. I can put my shorts on and t-shirt on. It was perfect for me, but for her it was cold because she's probably used to the heat here. So that was pretty funny. Hey, John, I did actually respond to your comment. I do have a free system in my Telegram channel. The link is in the description, that you can download for free. There's no money involved, so the Telegram channel is free and the trading system is free to download from the Telegram channel. It's pinned to the top in the message. Everything is in the indicator, templates, trading plan, everything is in there that you need for that system. However, this new system is not going to be free. That's a little bit more advanced, and I put over a year of work in that system, so I'm not willing to give it away for free. But you can start with the free system in the Telegram channel if you want to. It's very similar. I hope that answers your question. I really put a lot of time in that template, so I'm just not willing to let it go for free, especially with the profitability that this system has. So I'm currently in my first trade. At the moment we're up $400, so expectation is about 2 to 3% in the first trade on the challenge. That would be great. I take 4 of those trades, I'm done with the challenge. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, or there's going to be money involved, but you know, if you want something good, then especially when someone puts that much work into it, you gotta fork out a little bit. That's just how it goes. But depending on your account size, you can probably make that back within a month easily. You know, I mean, depends on what your account size is. But let's say you have 2,000-3,000 in your account, you can easily make that back within a month or less. So I'm not gonna be outrageous about it either. It's gonna be in a, I don't know yet. So like I said, I didn't put any thought into the financial side yet, or how I'm going to approach that. But gut feeling would say somewhere around $200-300 I think is a fair price. I don't think that's too much. Yeah, I just explained that. Like I said, I didn't put much thought into that yet. For now, I'm just concentrating on getting it done, and it looks like I'm at that point now. So the next step is going to be looking into how I'm going to market that, how I'm going to license it, you know, what steps I have to take. This is all new to me. So this is the first system that I actually put together myself. So I have to look into that. But I would say somewhere around $200-300 I think is a fair price. That's not too much to ask for. If you have a small $2,000-3,000 account, you can make that probably back within a week or two with that system. All right, market, come on, make up your mind. That's crazy. Yeah, I have a feeling they're gonna come back up here and hit those stop losses and then take it down. London is known for that. With this system, if you risk 1% per trade, the average is 1 to 5 to 1, between 1 to 5 to 1 to 10 risk reward ratio with this system. So let's say average, for every percent of risk you gain on average 7 to 8%. If you win a trade, your winning rate is going to be about 85 to 90% with this system. So you do the math, you know. You can take usually, I would say, about 4 to 5 trades a week easily. So let's say 4 trades. Let's say just 5%, that's 20% a week. If you compound that over a month, you probably can double your account in a month. If you really like trade every day and take every trade, you could probably make more like 30% a week. But if you're being realistic about it, let's say you take 4 trades and you get a 1 to 5 risk reward on each one of them, which usually is more, but like I said, I'm just going to downplay it a little bit. You should be able to make 20% a week easily. That's my expectation. And if you compound every trade, you should be able to bring home 100% over the month with this system. And sorry for my delayed answers. I'm I know the stream is a little bit delayed, so you're gonna hear it like a minute after I said that. How many pairs? I only trade GBP USD, but it does work on other pairs too. I just like to trade GBP USD. It's very calm, very relaxed, very smooth. There's no drama with that pair most of the time, so I just use that one pair, one trade a day, done. But I could recommend, let's see, Euro USD. Yeah, Euro USD works too. I would stay away from Japanese yen, CAD, and Swiss. So AUD USD is a possibility, but that's a very slow moving pair. Euro AUD is a nice pair to trade. It's also very smooth. What else is good? Euro NZD, even though that's a little bit more volatile, but it gives you a lot of pips. So that's also a good pair to trade. And you can see this is working with every pair. So your band comes out, you wait for your entry. Let's see here. You get the first yellow arrow, green, 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 so no entry. You get the second one, red, red, red. See? Red, red, red. So you take a trade here, put your stop loss above here, and then you don't worry about anything until it comes out the other side. And it does pull all the way back. Just have to trust the system, or it gives you a second entry, whatever you want to call it. But it never hits your stop loss and then goes down. And that alone was like 86 pips in one day. So, and then you get a new entry down here. Price comes down here. You get a yellow arrow, you look down, green, green, green. That's the entry right there. And off you go. So it's a super easy system. Here it comes out, so let's check. You get the first arrow here, and you got red, red, red. So that's not an entry. Then you get the second one here, red, green, red. So it's still not an entry. And then you have the next one here, and now you have green, green, green. So you take your trade here, stop loss underneath here, and then you don't do anything until price comes out the other side, which happens here. And then your exit would be here. You don't worry about anything that is going on in the band. That's how that system works. Alright, let me go back here real quick. But yeah, Euro NZD is a good pair. NZD USD would be okay. Gold is it's hit or miss. Price doesn't come out. Well, I guess it would work with gold, but you would have to learn gold a little bit to know. Gold has some it's very finicky. Let me put it that way. But it gives you a lot of pips too. So, but then also it requires a lot of margin. So, I don't know. I prefer GBP USD. That pair, it moves about 100 pips a day. That's more than enough for me. And it's very smooth, very drama free. So that's the only pair I actually trade. But like I said, that's up to you. And time frame is, you can adjust that template to higher time frames too if you wanted to. You would have to change the time frame of the indicators accordingly. So let me show you that. So right now I'm using a 5-minute chart, and my blue band is based on 1 hour, and the white band obviously on the 5-minute chart. And then you also have these support indicators, which are currently 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, and 4 hour. So if you go a time frame higher, you would have to adjust the higher time frame indicators for the template as well. But I could probably do like a set of templates with different time frames, so that's not a big deal, and include that in the package, so that you have a chart for the 5-minute, for the 15-minute, for the 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, etc. That would be manageable. So that would come with it basically. You don't have to do that. You just open the template accordingly. So let's say you go on a 5-minute chart, then you would have a template in there, XYZ trading system 5 minutes. So you click that template. If you go on the 15-minute chart, then you would have XYZ trading system 15-minute as a template, if that makes sense. It performs in any market. That's the beauty of the system. It doesn't matter because what this system is based on is price range. It's the TMAs are the heart of the systems. A TMA basically takes an average of price and gives you a deviation of that, very similar to the Bollinger Band. However, the TMA has the advantage that it's more precise, especially the TMAs that I'm using here, because there are different ones out there too. They tend to enclose price very nicely, if that makes sense. And price is bound to bounce in between the high and the low of the TMA. That's just the nature of the market. And the TMA calculates those highs and lows and shows you where it's overextended or oversold. And then you just have to have a system in place to catch that turning point, basically. And that's what that system does. So it's really just a very simple idea, but it works so well and it's so precise that it's scary. The last free trial that I did, I had one losing trade. I passed the challenge in 1 week. I had one losing trade, and that one losing trade was a stop hunt, where I did get an entry right after. So, and within a week I was done with the challenge. I had, I think, 3 trades I was done. It was 10%. With 1% risk. And in the free trial I also traded differently, just to keep that in mind. I actually took half off every time I hit the middle line and set my stop loss to break even at that point. So I basically, because 80% of the times it actually did go further to the other side, I threw away about 40% profit of my profits by doing that. That's why I'm not doing that in this challenge. I'm not closing out the trade when it hits the middle line anymore, or half of the trade. Like I said, it's simple, it's effectful, and it's very precise. I love the system. I just had to get the right combination of indicators together to be able to pinpoint the turning points. And you will not be able to like completely determine the bottom or the top. That's just impossible. But it will give you a really good entry with on a 5-minute chart, like 12 to 15 pips stop loss, and a potential of making 80 to 150 pips on that stop loss. So you can do the math. You know, it's crazy earnings potential. I use the standard 20 pip stop loss because I know I'm gonna make at least a 1 to 3 to 1 to 4 with that stop loss easily. Sometimes even more. Like the move yesterday was 150 pips. I can show you that here. We had price coming out here. First yellow arrow appeared here on this close on this candle. Let me make it bigger so you can actually see it better. So we had price coming out here. Here we get the yellow arrow, but that yellow arrow probably appeared when the candle afterwards closed. Not sure, it could have been on this candle, but it most likely was on this candle when the arrow appeared. And we had everything in place here. Green, green, green. We had the exhaustion, we were in the oversold area, we had the support dots, and we had the blue dot here on top of it, even though we already had it here, so that was not even, oh no, we had a red dot, yeah, so yeah, we had the blue dot here together with the yellow arrow, so your entry would have been here latest, and then your stop loss would have been 16.5 pips, and that thing moved 150 pips. So let me here was the exit. Nah, come on. So from here to here, yeah, that was 148 pips with a 16 pip stop loss. So that's almost a 1 to 10. There's a 1 to 9 risk reward ratio. And that's not a rare occasion with that system. Like I said, average I would say is like 1 to 7, 1 to 8 risk reward ratio. So even if you lose a trade here and there with a 85 to 90% win rate and that kind of risk reward ratio, you're set, man. You really don't have to worry about anything. I know it sounds crazy and wild, but it works. And that's why I'm doing this challenge live, so people can actually see that it does indeed work and follow the trades along as I take them. And like I said, today I took this trade because I was working on a template as that signal came up, and I was like, all right, let me just take it, whatever. I know it's not much time, but I'm gonna take it anyway, since I missed that big trade yesterday. So I just took that trade. And all I do is, like I said, once I get a lower high, that is when I go short below my entry, or if I go long above my entry, then I set my stop loss to break even. Or if I don't get a lower high, then I wait until it hits the middle line, and latest then I set my stop loss to break even. So one of those two need to occur before I move my stop loss to break even. In this case, we had a high and a low here, and as soon as price moved away from it, I moved my stop loss down here. And for this challenge, I'm not taking half of the profits off at the middle line. I'll let the trade run, because that's what I did the first 2 times around, and it worked. And I was still done within a week, but it took longer to finish the challenge. And 8 out of 10 times it actually did follow through, and the other 2 times it did come back to hit my stop loss. So if you compare that and you do the math, then you're better off not taking half of the profits off and just letting the trade run. Yes. Like I said, there's 2 possibilities how I can use, or 2 things that can happen. Either you get, like my entry was here, price moved down, went up, give me a lower high here, and then moved away from it. When I saw this big candle moving away from it, that's when I moved my stop loss to break even, because now we had a lower high. That's market structure. Now sometimes price just goes straight up. Actually, that happened yesterday. After the entry, you saw price. I mean, you could consider this a higher low, but it just, in my opinion, it just went straight up to the middle line here. So you could have put your stop loss to break even as soon as that happens. So whatever occurs first, basically, even if I get a lower high or higher low when I go long, then I use that. And if it just goes straight to the middle line, then I use the middle line as a point of moving my stop loss to break even, but not before, because you're never gonna get a perfect top entry, and they like to bring price back to almost where the entry was. And you know, if you move your stop loss too early, it stops you right out and then takes off without you. So that's not a good idea. And again, if you have a average risk reward ratio of 1 to 8 and a over 80% winning rate, you know, what if it does hit your stop loss once? If you only risk 1%, you're gonna make 7-8% on the next trade. Not a big deal. So I force myself to not move my stop loss until either a lower high occurs or price hits the middle line. That's how I do it. In this case, like I said, I did get the lower high here, and then I was able to move my stop loss to break even from above here somewhere. But if that doesn't occur and it just goes straight down, as soon as it hits the middle line, then I would move my stop loss to break even. But that's up to you how you want to manage your trade. That's just how I do it. Yeah, but like I said, once you understand how that system works, it's super easy. There's really not much to it. You don't even have to think about it. Heck, you don't even have to check a higher time frame for this one. All you have to do is follow along the different rules for the system and different check marks you have to make before you can take the trade. And there's really not much. Like the first, like I said, is preferably the white band coming out, and then also price coming out of both. That's the first indication. And then all you have to do is check the arrows, the sell arrows, because we're in a sell area up here. And then as soon as you get an arrow that comes in after exhaustion, after being in the oversold area, with those three indicators agreeing with each other, you can take the trade. And then you can walk away until it goes down the other way, to the other side. That's all it is. It's super simple. I eliminate the blue arrow. I like to keep that dot. I don't know why. It's basically because this actually alerts me. And it's kind of like a heads up. Hey, we're close to the end. So I like that dot. Just as a heads up to pay a little bit more attention to the chart. And that's it. This big blue area is from the higher time frame TMA, so to speak. That's just for me as an orientation, but you can't really go by that arrow. I'm probably gonna take that off too. The less you have on a chart, the less cluttered it is. Actually, let me do that right now. Let me take this off because we really do not need that arrow on here. Gone. Okay. I was also able to eliminate the small blue arrow that we had last night. That's also gone. So it's really super simple now. I love the system. All right, London, come on, push it down. I want to take profit. Now, one thing I do though, I mentioned it earlier, but I'm going to mention it again. When it does hit the other side of the blue band, so as soon as price touches the band here, I will take half of the trade off at that point. And the reason is because of situations like, I have to scroll back, so I apologize because I saw that today. Let me just find that spot again. I think it was here somewhere. Yeah, here, for example. So here we had trade entry right here. Price came up and then came out of the band here, but then pulled back in, and then we had an entry going down here, which according to my rules I cannot take because the band needs to be outside. So the next entry that we could have taken is actually here and down here. So I gave all of that back basically, if I would have waited for the reversed entry. So that's why I say, okay, if I do hit the band, especially if I'm trading against the trend, which this was a counter trend, you can see the blue band going down and we were going long. So as soon as it hits the blue band, I will take half of the trade off. So that's the only exception. Other than that, I'm not taking anything off. So in this case, since we're going short, and you can see the blue band going up, as soon as it touches the blue band, if it does, and I'm not a mind reader, I don't know what the market's going to do, but if it does touch the blue band here, I will take half of the trade off. Because that makes sense. I'm trying to maximize the profits for this challenge. What? What happened? So I just got a notification on my phone. Oh, okay. Yeah, so as I said before, if you're not familiar with the trading rules and the system, and you just look at it, it looks a little bit confusing at first. But once you understand how it works, it's really not that hard. It's very simple. In this case, like I said, we only had one yellow arrow down here. And this was actually the entry at the same time. So if I would have made the changes yesterday and went down to the 5-minute chart yesterday, we would have caught that whole 150 pips here. And now I'm happy if I get 40 pips. Looks like it. How much further do we have here? Yeah, 40, so 65, maybe 70 pips. But it's counter trend, so it's to be expected to be a smaller, because the pullbacks are usually a little bit less in range than the impulsive moves. So that's okay, I'll take what I get. This is just taking forever. Okay, I have to move it up a little. I like to see more of the chart. I'm not a big fan of the widescreen monitors that are like, I don't know, 21:9 or format, or 30:9, 30, whatever that is. I don't know the exact format, but those ultra wide screens. However, when it comes to trading, I think they're perfect because it gives you a really nice view of the chart, which is like 2-3 times the amount of what you see here. So I think once I hit, I maximize my FTMO account, I'm gonna buy one of those ultra wides just for the chart. Right now I'm just using regular 42-inch monitors, 3 of them. I mean, they're big, so I'm not complaining, but I think an ultra wide would be better for the charts. Gives you more of a view of the chart. Yeah, I've got to reward myself and get one of those and mount it above my 3 42 inches that I have here. Well, actually one is 48, the other one is 42. And then hang the ultra wide above just for the chart. Angle it a little bit down. I think that would be perfect. Alright, come on guys. London is open. You gotta move at some point. You gotta do something. Just going sideways. Make up your mind. I've been in longer trades before, but they were actually moving. This one is not moving at all. It's just going sideways. Yeah, but I think the way the chart looks right now, it's not as cluttered anymore as it was last night in comparison. We got rid of 1, 2, 3, 4 different indicators and or arrows. So it looks a lot cleaner now. Alright, let's go. Come on. You can do it. There we go. That's better. So we're halfway there now. Feels like a Bon Jovi song. What is that? Oh. Alrighty. Back at 700 profit. It's all, if you join the live stream or not, that's all up to you. Like, I'm not forcing anyone. The main reason I'm doing the live stream this time around is because it's easier to hold myself accountable, if that makes sense. Because I had a hard time following my own rules for the longest time, and I just started learning that a year ago, finally. Because, you know, you put all those rules in place and trading plan and whatnot, and then and then you don't follow your own rules, and then you don't understand why you lose. So, and if I do it live and stream it, then I kind of force myself to follow the rules, if that makes sense. It makes it a little bit easier for me. Plus, I can also show it off and show you guys how it works and that it actually does work. It's nothing better than do that live. A lot of people only explain strategies in hindsight. That doesn't help anyone. Alright, come on, GBP USD, you can do it. We only got 40 more pips. 35 pips. Maybe a little bit more. Usually overshoots by quite a few pips. What was here? It's 28. 65, wow. That was also a massive move here. That's funny because this kind of like reminds me of the move now. It like slowly gets going and then, well, let's see what happens. But at a minimum, we're looking right around 65 pips. If you add 20-30 pips to that, you're around 85, 95 pips. That would not be wrong. Oh yeah. Oh, this is really slow. So we're back at around 700 profit right now. So we have a potential to make about 1500, maybe even 1700 on this trade. Definitely a nice start. All we need is 5,000 to pass, so. Yeah, but let's say I would have taken that trade yesterday, and I wouldn't have missed it. That was 150 pips, 150, and 2.5 lots, so $25 a pip. That would be 37.50, and then let's say we get 1,500 out of that one, plus 1,500. We would be at the profit target already. That would be 2 trades, and then the whole challenge is done. 2 days, 2 trades, challenge completed. That's crazy. And that's with 1% risk, and not even compounding. What is going on? We're in the London session and nothing is moving. This is crazy. It's the slowest London open I've ever seen. Yeah, with other trading systems, also from my personal experience, they look good in hindsight, and they give you all those rules and a trading plan and everything, and it's gonna make you money. But then when you actually trade that system and do follow the rules, you're still losing. And that's the main reason why I do this live, so people can see that this does actually work, and it's not just doesn't look nice in hindsight. It's actually fairly easy and does give you the expectancy or the profits that you expect from it. It's also a reason why I do it live. Because people can show you a nice template and then tell you that it's really, really profitable, and you look at it and you're like, I can see that, and then you try it out and it just doesn't work in a live environment the way that they promised it would. This one, however, does. Oh, where's my keyboard open? Oh, what is today, Wednesday? June 8th. I have to check something. Oh, okay. I think I have an appointment today, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, at 12. Okay. Well, hopefully I get to I get some sleep. I have an appointment at noon. It's 9 hours away. I need 6 hours of sleep. So you have 3 hours to do this. Come on, market. Alrighty, Foss. Have a good day, I guess, for you. And I see you on the Telegram channel or tomorrow night. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. There we go. And we're going up again. My God. This is taking forever. Interesting. Oh. Did I do that? Just going sideways. It's kind of like what happened yesterday. They had this move up and then we were going sideways for the longest time. And then we finally took off to the other side. And now we kind of came down and we're going sideways. So hopefully something gets soon. I got about 3 more hours of time available. And then I need to get some sleep before my appointment. And more like 2 hours. Because I need time to wake up too. Come on. There we go. We need more of that. Let's go. Come on. Wants me to grab a stick and say, do something. I can't believe that this is London session already. Just consolidating. That was definitely a nice candle down. Let's have a few more of those. Come on, give it a little push, break that low. My God, this is painful today. How long was that? 6 hours. Huh? Definitely not one of those days where you get an entry right away. That's for sure. Yeah, I'm really surprised. This is the slowest London Open I've seen in a while. That kind of happened last night too. All right, come on. All right, come on, let's go. It would be nice if it actually would move down, so I can show you the process once we come out of the band and what we're exactly looking for at that point. It looks like it's picking up some steam. You can tell that by that indicator coming out of the middle position. So that shows momentum to the downside, and also the overbought, oversold indicator is going on to the oversold area, which means that price is continuing down. So hopefully, like I said, we pick up some steam now and follow that momentum. There we go, broke that low. Now we're almost at 900, 860, 865. Perfect. I'm rearranging my windows here on the other monitor, in case you're wondering what I'm doing. It's a YouTube chat window and Telegram channel, so I can see them better. Perfect. And we have some movement, yes. Let's go. I'm just grateful that we're actually moving in the right direction. I was afraid that London will bring it back up and grab those highs here before it goes down, but it actually is continuing. It's behaving for a change. Nice. Alright, let's continue that momentum. Come on. Bottom right, you can see the pips where we are right now, and you can also see the money value. Up here, in case you're wondering, of course we have the symbol, and then we also have an indicator that shows you how much margin you have left on your account, or money value you have left. Since we're trading with a 50,000, that's where I'm at right now after I took that trade, and max lot size we can have is 40 lots, a little bit over 40 lots, so I don't know why I have those indicators on there. It's just a habit. We also have an ATR, 200% of the 14 period ATR here. If you want to use that for stop loss, you can do that. So basically 2 times the ATR. It gives you the amount in pips here. And we finally broke 900. There you go. That took forever. All right. Yeah, like I said, it's picking up steam now. What's up, lady? What? What's the matter? You bored? Me too. I know. I know, matey. It's okay. It's okay. And we just hit 1,000. Alrighty. Yeah, like I said, since we're going up, since the long-term trend is up, and we're trading against the trend, I'm gonna take half off as soon as we hit that blue band. Let me get closer, I'm gonna get that ready. Where we are right now. Trade. So yeah, you can see the trade entry in whatever time. Lot size. Profit we're at right now. Profit after commission and swap fees. Which that takes into consideration. That's actually nice. So this indicator actually deducts the fees too, so you see the actual net value of the trade. Little things you notice. All right. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. Yeah, like I said, as soon as we hit that blue band, I'm gonna take half of the trade off because we're going against the trend, and sometimes it literally just pierces it real quick and then turns around inside the band and goes back up, which in that case would not be an entry for me, but at least I can take some money off the table. There's nothing wrong with that. But that was definitely a nice move down. So it looks like we're picking up some steam now. Hopefully we can get an exit within the next hour or two. That would be perfect. And again, with this system, your exit is the reversed entry at the same time. So we will be able to close out that trade and take a long position going up again. And if that happens, I can just take the trade up and put my stop loss in place and go to bed. That would be nice. Very nice, strong candle down again. Very nice, I like to see that. Finally getting closer. Yay. That just broke 1100. So we're at 2% now on the account. Hi, lady. 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 Sorry, the cat is here. So she wants some attention. Yeah, but that would be a perfect ending for this video, to show you the exit and entry at the same time. If you do get an entry. I showed it before, but let me show you again what I mean. I have to go back a little bit, I apologize. Yeah, so here we had a counter trend trade. You can see that the main trend is going down, the blue band, and we got an entry for long here, right around here, and you can see it pierced the band and then came back down, and then we had an entry to go short here. However, the market actually went higher, so since we're doing this now again, this could happen. That's why I'm gonna take half off basically when we hit the band down here. That's the thinking behind it. So if it does hit here, then I'm definitely gonna take half off, since we're trading counter trend. Are we going into another pullback now? Seriously? Can move my stop loss down here now, since we have a lower high here. Lock in a little bit more. Just in case I fall asleep. This was a bumpy road here. You can see that on this indicator here. For comparison, here we stayed up. We only had one dip down and then went up again. So that was a stronger move. You can see the difference. So we had one up, stayed oversold for the longest time, made one dip down, went up again, stayed oversold until we hit the other side. And now look at this in comparison. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Crazy. All right, keeps going. Very nice. This blue band also has an alert built in when it actually hits the band or pierces the band, let me put it that way. You also get an alert on candle close. So that's very handy. So if you want to close your eyes for a moment and just wait and see what happens, you can wait for the alert to grab your attention. Almost there. Good morning, Lily. How are you doing, baby? You okay? You okay? She looks a little sleepy. Lily looks sleepy. Mm-hmm. What's up, lady? Hmm? Lady, lady. Lady, lady. Yeah, the cats are used to me going to bed around this time. So they're kind of both looking at me right now. Why are we not going to sleep? I know. I'm a little tired too. Yeah, let's hope we can wrap this up soon. Yeah, but in all honesty, GBP USD is really the best pair to use for this strategy. It just plays along really, really nicely. It works on other pairs too, but depending on what pair. You know, some pairs have a lot more volatility back and forth, or like the Japanese yen likes to spike a lot. So the smoother the trade goes, the more at ease you are and the less emotions you have in it. If you have too many spikes up and down, it can play with your emotions. That's why I prefer the GBP USD. Excuse me. I'm gonna try to find some license-free music to play in the background, so it's not quite as boring. I'll do that maybe for tomorrow night. Maybe I can find a few tunes that are relaxing, going along with it nicely. I wish I could play my music, but then I get copyright strikes from YouTube. You know, the Swiss franc pairs are notorious for spikes up and down, especially in combination with the Canadian dollar. Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Catch F, there it is, Catch F. Yeah, you can see there's like a lot of spikes up and down, and it makes it hard to follow that system. It still works, but you know, if you have swings in there where prices go all the way down and then all the way up again, it just plays with the emotions. Here we even have a gap, and look at this, straight down. There's just a lot of back and forth. That's why I prefer the GBP USD. Yeah. It does it occasionally, like here, but for the most part it behaves, and you can see that here. Here we have a little spike up and down, but usually it's just smooth sailing with this pair. There's not too much drama involved. It plays with your emotions while you're in the trade. I don't like this. Do not like this. Might have a pullback into this order block here now, because that's the one that is responsible for breaking the low. So could be that we have a pullback into this. Let me mark it out so you can see it too. An order block right here. Right where this candle is. Did I get it? Right here. This candle So I might tap in here and then continue down. Definitely a possibility. Yeah, one thing I noticed is that trading really teaches you patience. You need a lot of patience for that. No, but I didn't tap back in. Okay. Let me remove that. Also, let me know in the comments if you happen to hear this, what you prefer. Because yesterday I had a resolution of 1440p, and today I brought it down to 1080p. Let me know which resolution you prefer for the live trading session. You can just go back to last night's video and see the difference, and let me know in the comments. Would appreciate that. Come on, would be nice if we can wrap this up before 5. And I can actually get 6 hours of sleep. Excuse me. Yeah, we're still going. This also shows you the movement, and right now we're going down. It's not end in sight yet. You can see when we had this pullback here, it turned green for a brief moment. Same with this pullback, turned green a little bit, but this is full on red, so it should keep going. And we just hit 1200. Nice. Looks like we're getting closer to taking half of the trade off. Let's go GBP, come on. Well, technically USD is strong at the moment. There we go. Alrighty, 1300. Very nice. Right, I'm getting ready to take half off. So 1.25. Just have to wait until it hits down there. This is how we can take half of the trade off. You just double click on the profit of that trade and it opens up the trading window, and then you can put in your volume. I have 2.5 lots on this trade. You can see this here. So I'm taking 1.25 off as soon as price comes and hits that blue band. But this way I'm ready to go, and I just have to click that button once it hits. Which, you know, if you get another candle like this, then that would be a done deal. Another candle I'd like to see. That's a huge rejection here. I want to see something. Give me 1 second. So. No. Next demand zone is here. That's a supply demand zone indicator. So I don't know what it bounced off here, but it was not a supply and demand zone. Let me just double check. Put a line here. Let's go back a little bit. Yeah, I guess. But this one says we're going further down, so see this indicator is in the red, not even close to the zero line. So that means we should go lower. Take the line off again. Okay. You can't come up, Lily. I have a microphone on. Cat wanted to jump up, I'm sorry. She was looking at me, can I jump up? Lay on your chest. That's exactly where I have my microphone. So yeah, technically the man zone is here. At least on the 5-minute short. See, 30-minute maybe? No, it doesn't even show up on the 30. 15 minutes? Nope. Okay, so we should be good. So yeah, next demand zone will be here, and then one here. Let's see. Maybe that imbalance, huh? Oh well, yeah. We had imbalance here. Could be reacting to that. Let me mark this out real quick. Sorry. So yeah, we had from here. Yeah, it's not perfect, but this is imbalance here. It looks like that's what it reacted to. Yep, tapped right in here. But my indicator says we're going further down. So let's see. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna have to call it a day at 5 a.m. because I have an appointment at 12 and I need 6 hours of sleep, so that gives me an hour to get ready and get there. So I kinda have to cut it at 5 a.m. I have nothing for the rest of the week though, so tomorrow I can do a full enter and or exit, so you can see how it works. I'm sure we get that today at some point, but I'm not sure if that's gonna happen before 5. So just gonna stay here until 5. And then I would have to call it a day because I need some sleep before I go to my appointment. Let's see what happens. I'm definitely gonna take half off here. There we go. Both cats are looking at me right now, trying to make me feel bad because I'm not going to bed yet. They like to cuddle in bed. They're so cute. Check something real quick. Yeah, like I said, it's gonna go further down. You can see it on this indicator here. As long as this stays red, I'm not worried about it. So that was a fake bounce. There we go. And we just hit 1400. Very nice. Like I said, as soon as we hit the band, I'm gonna close half of my position. Almost at 1500 now. Come on, little push. Actually, I'm just gonna close the trade when we hit there because I really need to go to bed. It's unfortunate, but this is an acceptable profit target here. Because I need to get some sleep. I apologize. Hopefully we get a entry or exit and re-entry tomorrow in a session. I just have to cut it short today because of the appointment. And also we have a demand zone right underneath it. So there's a good chance that it actually bounces off of there. So it's definitely not a bad place to take profit, especially since we're officially in an uptrend. So definitely a sane point to take profit. There's a good chance that it just taps into that demand zone and then immediately turns around. Because you can see how long it took to get down here and how long it took to get up here. So big difference. That just shows that the momentum is up in the market. So come on, a little more. You're almost there. Cut it out, knuckleheads. I'm going to bed in a minute. 5 minutes, hopefully. All right. This might be it. Let's see. So right around 1600. That's not bad. It's over 3%. It's not bad for the first trade. And it looks like it's gonna go further down, but like I said, I gotta cut it at that point. Hopefully we get to do that tomorrow in the session, where we get an exit and entry point. Here we go, come on. Give it a little push. I explained that yesterday too. If I'm in a trade, for example, this one here, you can see the square, the dotted square is my time that I'm trading. So my entry would have been here. And you can see at the end of the trading time, I'm still in the trade. So at that point, I would set my stop loss to break even though we didn't hit the middle line. And I would set my profit target right where this line is at that point. Put a line here, and then I would walk away latest at that point. So I would set my profit target right here, and put my stop to break even, and then next session, if I'm still in the trade, I will manage it. But we can see here that it actually did hit the profit target right before the session started. And then in the session we would have gotten the entry here, so just about an hour and a half into it. That's why I say that the other side of the blue band is definitely not a bad profit target. You could probably squeeze a few more pips out of this trade, but I'm gonna call that good enough for today. If it will come down now. Don't be shy now. We're definitely full on red, so it should hit that target. You can see this here. So it's not even close to going back. It's minus 1.55556. So we should definitely hit that target. Excuse me. Just a matter of time. Yeah, it's getting close to 5. I have to cut it there. All right, there we go. Come on, give me 1600 and I'm happy. Ooh, almost clicked. There's 1600. There we go. Okay, closed it out. That was 1667. Perfect. Yeah, like I said, this trade might even go a little bit lower and then give us a reverse entry signal. But because of my appointment, I said it a few times now, I have to cut it at this point. I'm gonna take my little bit over 3% and call it a day. And definitely not a bad result for the first trade. You know, if you make 3% in one trade, you have the challenge done in 3.5 trades, so to speak. Now it hit the demand zone. But it doesn't look like it's going to bounce there, to be honest. This is too red here. I mean, I could be wrong, but as you can see, it did hit that profit target. So let's check the FTMO page. Where is it? sign in here. There we go. Pull this up real quick. Metrics. Did it register? It hasn't updated yet. Okay. Let's hit refresh. It might take a few minutes. But I'm happy. I mean, not ideal to cut it short, but it's still a good first trade. Yeah, now it updated. You can see the curve going up. Nice. So we're at 1660 right now. I may need 5,000 to pass. And you can see we had 2 trades. This was a test trade yesterday, like I said. This was the first official trade. Perfect. So good first trade result. I'm happy about that. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being here and sharing this very, very boring trading session with me. And I will see you tonight at 12:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 2 hours and 15 minutes. 2 hours and 15 minutes before London opens. So it makes it easier for you to determine what the time is on you in your time zone. And I will be back then. And then we'll see what happens tomorrow night. But I'm very happy with the result for tonight. A good first trade. I'm definitely gonna sleep very soundly. Like I said, unfortunately I have to get some sleep because I have that appointment at noon. So, all right, don't forget, subscribe. Leave me a like if you can. I would appreciate that. It helps out the channel. It's a very small channel, so every like helps, even if it's just a couple, and it really doesn't cost much or much time for you to do that. So leave me a like, subscribe, hit that bell notification icon, so you can see when I'm going live next time. I always schedule the live sessions, so you get a notification and or email. And then you can join the next session with me, and I can answer all your questions if you have questions. But you can see the system works like a charm. There's really no wrongdoing with this. I'm very happy about that. Let's see if we can catch a trade tonight, and then maybe add another 3 to 5% to the result. And then we only need one more to go, and then we're done. So we could be done by the end of the week. Would be nice. All right. Stay safe out there, and see you later today or later tonight. Thanks, and good night.